Trucking here lately. Well, it's been hard to say the least. Welcome to the video, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the week of freight and see where the freight's at and see where you need to place your truck to make the most amount of money possible. If you find the high freight volume areas, you're going to find the high freight rate areas. And where I'm looking at is, well, first off, let me say, if you're dispatching your truck, this is the same model I use when I dispatch mine, and I keep my trucks profitable and in the money. Right now, we're going to cover van and reefer freight in this video, and I'm going to combine the two right here in the in and out ratios. But in the search, I'm gonna separate them and still cover them for the van guys and the reefer guys. So what you're looking for here is the in and out load count. Excuse me. It's a ratio. Where Atlanta or Alabama is showing 426 going in and only 336 needed to come out. And this, you could say loads going in or trucks going in, where only 336 trucks are needed to carry the loads out. You want different offsets. You need, like Arkansas, it's got 226 going in and there's 608 or 226 and 681 needed to come out. So that's where you're looking for. Iowa's looking good. Idaho, Illinois, Indiana. It's looking good. I ain't done this in a couple of days, so it's going to be interesting to see what the freight's doing this week. I can guarantee you one thing everybody's liking, including myself, is that diesel fuel. Right down the road from me today, diesel fuel with my fuel card is $3.25 a gallon. That link is in the description on who I use. Along with this, if you like what I'm showing you here on the dashboard, what I'm about to show you is dashboard Trucker's Edge Pro. It's the Pro version. It gives you the 15-day average on the pays. There's a free link down in the description if you want to check it out for free, along with all kinds of other tools that I use to keep my business profitable and making money in today's market. So let's take off reefers and just do van. Excuse me. The allergies are kicking my butt. Let's check out Los Angeles. We'll bump this down to 120 mile radius. Today is the 13th. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do today and tomorrow. It is a little late in the afternoon. So you search for today and tomorrow. Los Angeles coming in with 1,782 loads. And click this little offer right here. And it'll show you the brokers that's giving you the most money coming out. Anchorage for 9,000. Come back New York, Connecticut for 78. Not too bad. That lane average has been out going for 58, and they're way above the 8 ball there, so that's looking good. But none of these companies have the factoring company check mark. What that means is the factoring company that they are partnered up with will not factor this load. And if you see a check mark, a little blue check mark, that means they will. So that's a good indication. A lot of companies aren't factoring. That's interesting. Interested. All right, let's change this over to reefer and see what they got. Again, sorry guys. Let's see, reefer 795 loads in the Los Angeles market. Again, let's see what kind of offers they got on the board. 72 to Connecticut. Landstar's got one for 7,000 PA. And if you any of these loads right here that's highlighted, you can click over here and scroll down for the commodities and load details. And this load's been averaging 6,300. They're trying to push it for 7, so give them a call. I've had pretty good luck with Landstar loads in the past. Not lately. I hadn't run a lot of them lately. I've been doing other stuff lately, but did have luck with them. Let's check back over to vans and standard, and let's shoot up to Tracy, North California. Man, you tell I'm rusty. I ain't done this in a while. Tracy, Cali coming in. Let's bump this up to 200 to get SAC and all the Bay Area. They're coming in with 774 loads. See if they got any money on the board. And after this one, guys, I'm just going to kind of streamline the process and video and just give you the numbers, van and reefer, and not do so much talking as I've been doing. Just kind of got to get that out there for the guys that don't know what they're looking at. So here's a 7,000 load from Coyote. It's been going for 8,200. So Coyote needs to get up on that rate. Well, so many companies out there are not factoring, not factorable. Might be a new company, or they just got crappy credit. Either way, I would not deal with them. All right, let's move on. Let's shoot up to Seattle. I'm gonna leave that 200 in there, 200 deadhead for pick up the Portland area. 879 loads. Looking good. Hey. It's 5,800. All right, let's check this reefer stuff. Reefer's coming in with 670. And if you don't know what this means, this just means there's 276 exact loads in that 200-mile radius. So outside that radius, I don't know this how they do it, if it's 100 miles or 500 miles, but outside this 200, I guess within driving distance, maybe whatever they see is reasonable, 670. What kind of rates we got on these? Again, these non-check marks. JB Hunt's got one for 68. You can book it now, but that load's been going for 8,400. So guys, this is where it's so important to have these tools. If you don't know any better, and you don't know what these 15-day averages has been running, and what that means is basically in the last 2 weeks, this load has been averaging $8,400 or $2.72 per mile. When they're trying to push this load, you get on the phone with a broker. They say, "Oh, I've got that load for $6,800. That's good money, man. You're making all kinds of money, blah, blah, blah." If you don't know, you assume and take what he says at face value, not knowing that you can get $8,500 out of that load, and that difference alone is enough to pay for that board Trucker's Edge Pro for the whole year. And that's just one load. So if you don't know, you don't know. Where are we at? Let's go over down to Kansas City. I keep it on reefer. We'll come back to freight or van real quick. Kansas City's got 335 exact loads in that area, and 7,000 up to Washington, and they got the check marks. All looking good. If you're looking for a good company to factor with, I choose Triumph Business Capital. No brainer, because I like my money next day. I don't want to wait 30 days, 60 days, whatever. I like it next day. So there's also a link down there. Give my guy Mac a call. Tell him you want that MakeCents discount, or MakeCents deal, I should say. Let him know I sent you. Super cool dude to work with, and super cool company to work with as well. Nice. Shoot over to van. Van's coming in with 1,043 loads. Nice, looking good. 7,000, no check mark, no go. R2 Logistics got one for 69. When you see one like this is where it's important to scroll down here and look in these. They don't say anything about commodities or comments or anything about the load details, but a lot of times you might have multiple stops. So this one would still be worth the call, because it's been averaging $4,900, and they're trying to push it for 69, which, that might be a round trip, and it just ain't worth it. It might sound like good money up front, but that 2,000 miles, you blow all that money in fuel coming up and coming back, then you made maybe $3,000, $3,500. So it ain't worth it. But it'd be worth a call. As long as it's not a round trip, I'd be interested in it. All right, where are we at? Van. Let's shoot down to St. Louis. St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri coming in with almost 1,200 loads on the van freight. 7,000, no check. 5,600. They're a little above the 8 ball. Load details are available via live chat. So they got some details in there. Let's shoot over, check out reefer. And yeah, guys, if you don't do van and you don't do reefer and you got a Conestoga container, open deck, they cover about everything. But I stick to dry van and reefer. Well, I run dry van, but I'm gonna stick to reefer because that's what is the #1 load board out there for dry van and reefer. It's that board. There's no comparison. Now, where was I? Did I switch it over? Reefer. 302 exact loads in this market. Kind of money they got on the board. XPO's got a 4,900, and it's been going for 50, almost 52. St. Louis to West Palm Beach, Florida. They're a little bit over the 8-ball, 350 a mile. Not too shabby. Well, this is 350. There, right there might be, I don't know, 375. Yeah, that's right. I'd run that. I like going down to Miami, or not so much Miami. I like Florida. I like, say, Tampa, Orlando area. Anything north of that is good. If it goes on down to Miami, that's another 200 miles down, another 200 miles back, and I'm usually deadheading, so it better pay a lot more, and not a couple $100 either. All right, let's check out. Let's shoot down to Dallas. Dallas House, 120 reefer, 443 exact loads. And the offers they've got, come on with it. 6,000 to Washington, 6,000 to Montana. I don't know if those rates are good or not. $1,369 drive-in loads in the Tejas area or Dallas area. Kind of money they got. Here's 8,000 going up to Alberta. British Columbia. And guys, I hadn't been able to do this yet, but like this load right here, if this was some good money going up to British Columbia, and I'm sure it's like that on Alberta and other places, but I do know this, British Columbia, I've got a buddy, he runs those loads up there, and he don't cross the border. What he does is he pays a guy to come across the border from Canada, go deliver the load, and brings back his trailer. And I'm not sure about the price, maybe $400. And he does that a lot. And he's like, because I was like, dude, I don't go to Canada. He's like, you don't have to. This is what I do. And I was like, well, that's pretty cool. I've not done it yet. So if you get a load like that, and you want to run it, make some phone calls up there. I'm sure you'll be able to find somebody. It seems like there's quite a few people that do that. Lost where I was at. We're in Dallas. Let's shoot on down to Houston. Houston, Texas. 4 van freight. 1,600 loads. What's up with all these non-factorable companies? What's up with that? Pretty good. I mean, damn good volume for a Houston area. Let's check out Referral. 397 exact reefer loads. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Let's shoot over to Savannah. Then we'll ease up into that Midwest market. We're still in reefer. Savannah's coming in with 100 loads, so not too promising there. Scotland's got a 5,500, 55. They've been going for 62. There's room for wiggle. And guys, don't let this discourage you. This is not a set in stone price. This is just their bottom offer. If you call them, they're not going to try to negotiate. They're trying to move it for 5,500. If you run it for that, they're going to be happy. So what you do is you call them and say, I run it for 6,500, and say, well, the average on that load's been going about 63, 64, 65, and see if you can settle above this rate right here. That's what I usually do. I like to be a couple $100 above this rate, because whatever's average, well, that's average, and I don't like to be average. I like to be overachiever, especially on rates. Let's check out van. Van freight's coming in, 486 exact loads. Nice. Changed on me. 5,500 to Montana. Seems like a lot of miles and not a lot of pay. $4,800 for 2,500 miles. Nah, not with fuel where it's at. Next day hops, guys. Next day hops. That's where your money's at. Get that 200, 300, 400 mile trip. You could pick up today and deliver tomorrow and get another one. Keep on do that until the Friday, Thursday or Friday, and then get you a long run. Covers you through the weekend. Usually, preferably, enough time to get a reset and get your reset, unload Monday, and do it again. It's always been my strategy. All right, let's shoot. Just out of shits and giggles here, let's go down to Orlando. And I'm going to bump this up to about 250 just to get all of majority of Florida down that way. And van is 1,000 loads down there. Hialeah to Nevada, Reno. There is some loads down there. I mean, it ain't worth it. I was meaning to do this on reefer, but I forgot to off-click it. 700 loads on the reefer market down in Florida. Now, there we go. We're getting somewhere. Still, it just don't make sense to go across country for $6,700 when you're going to blow $3,000 in fuel. It's going to take you 5 days. A good 4 days if you paper log, and that's still good heavy running. But 3.5 days if you full-fledged outlaw. I don't like them. All right, let's shoot up to Columbia. Sakakalaki. Let's bump this back down to 120. Sticking reefer. This is for reefer volume. 217. See what kind of offers they got on the board. 5,500. It's been going for 67. That's why you gotta call and negotiate, guys. Gotta know the tools, or gotta have these tools, and then you gotta use these tools. Let's check out van freight. Van freight coming in 1,000 loads. It's good volume for van. This time of the year. Still, all these non-factorable companies. I mean, maybe their factoring company is just picky with them. You might check your factoring company, because right here is a credit score 95, 95, 95. They should be factorable. 90. I mean, these right here should be factorable. This is 95. It's got a check mark. This is 95 without the check mark. So, might just be that company. Not sure. Anyway, go down here, $6,000 to Washington. Again, I don't like that. It's too many miles and not enough pay. Let's check out Charlotte. If I can learn how to spell it. Van freight in Charlotte's going to come in 1,200 loads. Looking good. Check this reefer market. Reefer coming in with 264. What kind of offers they've got? $5,000-$6,000 loads. Let's shoot down. Get off the cross country stuff. Well, ain't gonna do it. $2,000 to Fort Myers. $2,000 to Albany. They're right there on the money. I think you can get more out of it though. 2,000. Yeah, you can get 2,000 out of right there to Texas. All right, let's shoot up to Allentown. Then I try to wrap this thing up pretty quick. I know I'm boring you. Everybody's waiting on the Midwest. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there, guys. $6,000 cross country. Check out the van freight. Van's coming in with 1,800 loads. It's good, strong volume for this time of year, especially this close to Christmas. Shoot ya. Looking good. All right, guys, the moment you've been waiting for. Let's get in the Midwest. We're going to start with Columbus, Ohio, then Indianapolis. Columbus coming in with 2,000 loads, looking solid. 2,060 loads for the van, and here's a $21,000 load, 800 miles. That load's been going for 2,100, so I'd bet you a Coke that loads 2,100, and they just put an extra zero in there because it gets attention and gets more people calling them. Oh, somebody messed up. Blah, blah. Yeah, it gets calls. Washington, they're 60. Nice. Let's check out the reefer. $546 loads. $5,000 to Washington. Indianapolis. Oh man, I'm supposed to mess that up. Oh, my coffee done got cold. 569 loads in the Indy market for reefer. 57, British Columbia, 5,000, Tacoma, Washington. It's just so many miles, and that needs to be met. Needs a better rate. All right, let's check the dry van. $22.50. Dang, that's pretty nice. It's good volume. Indy's stepping it up. 6,000. Pretty good. Let's check out St. Paul, Minneapolis market for van freight. 300 loads. Wow. I was expecting low volume. 1,300 loads. A van. That's impressive. And $6,000. Global Trans. There's your $6,000 load. It's been going for 41. They must not have a lot of trucks up there right now. Good volume. Let's check out reefer. $520 on the reefer side. There's money in this market, guys. You just got to know where to go. Let's finish this out with Chicago. Chicago. With the reefer, Chicago's coming in 1,100 loads. 57. Be a good one. 1,300 miles, 4,800 bucks. You're a little above average on it. 42.5 on the weight. All right, let's check out dry van. Dry van's coming in with 3,500 loads. Jesus, king of freight right there. Chicago. 9 times out of 10, it's always going to be Chicago. Chicago coming in. So Miami. Here's a better load. This is a dry van down to Miami. 5,200 bucks. That load's been going for 39. So guys, if you're in the Chicago market right now, you're in a good market and know what's up, have the tools, and get these freights. All right, guys, that right there kind of sums it up. This is what I do every week that I'm rolling. I log on to the Trucker's Edge Pro, and I go around the nation. I look at the different freight hubs, and I look at what cities around the nation has got the most freight. If they got high freight volume right now, in the next week or two, they're still going to have high freight volume. It don't disappear overnight. It usually stair steps up or stair steps down over the course of a couple weeks. So whatever's hot right now, by the time you get to where you're going, look ahead. It's going to still be hot by the time you get there. And if you've got a truck that gets, 19 miles a gallon, cross country is your thing, keep on rocking it. I've done it for years. But if you don't like that and you want to stay more local, regional, or just say half country, that's basically what I do nowadays. I look for those next day hops. I look for those 200, 300, 400 mile trips, something I can pick up today by lunch and deliver it in the morning and still have enough time to pick up another one and rinse and repeat that same process. I usually do that till Thursday, Friday, and then I get me a load usually going down to Florida because I can usually run that in the Midwest. I have enough time to get down to Florida, get a reset in, unload Monday morning, deadhead out back to Georgia, and keep doing it over and over again. That's just what I found in the last few years. That's what I favor. Guys, and like I said in the beginning of this video, you got to have these tools to survive out here. If you don't know, you just don't know. As they say, you don't know what you don't know. And you need all the tools you can. And the things that I use down in the description, that's the stuff that I use, keeps me profitable. And guys, until that next video, if you like this, give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. I put videos out on the regular, all things trucking. Until that next video, guys, see you, bye.